the coming days the tutorials will be about zero waste life with a very empty wallet. So otherwise also named as zero waste for broke people, or those people who are on the edge of constantly being a little broke. I did this, or I'm doing this, because I figured out the last year that it's doable. It's definitely doable, and it's so empowering and somehow relieving to know that you can live, you can survive, and you can really live in line with nature without necessarily needing to be the upper middle class or upper class that can afford all these really expensive organic products or go to a zero waste shop all the time, because that's quite expensive and we all know that. And yeah, there is definitely a way of living in line with nature, of really living local. I can only always also pronounce that again. I can see that there's this movement, which is good, of course, that people are really getting very conscious about what they're eating, and many people are vegans, and I also try to maintain a vegan diet, but I don't really know if that makes any sense, if that's replaced with processed food coming from all over the world but Europe, and with a 95% diet that is just, yeah, existing, or just, how's that called in English? It's just possible because we have imported almost everything. So I don't really know if that's going to be sustainable for the planet, because I really don't only think about the animals. Of course, I want that there's as less suffering as possible, but I'm also really affected by the suffering of the planet and the plants and everything, and I'm just wondering if a non-local based diet is really sustainable. So the zero waste tutorials that I will do are really about living local, or at least as local as possible, and living as cheap as possible, living as close to nature as possible, and yeah, finding this empowerment in yourself to really get started, to really know you don't need anything. You don't need to be really rich right now, you don't need to be really active to be active. I find sometimes it's really overwhelming, just all this knowledge and all the documentaries we can see, and this knowledge that we have now about the problems in the world, and also how as a consumer we are so responsible for this. But that again gives so much power in the sense of just changing the consumption. If everybody would change the consumption, then again so much would change in the whole world. And if you as an individual just decide, okay, I'm not going to be part of this anymore, I'm stepping out of it because I just don't want to support it, I find that is a very empowering step, and that's amazing. And if many people do that, then this could change everything. So I hope you can see that as an opportunity for yourself to be an activist within your own life. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope you enjoy the videos that are gonna come, and thank you for watching.